What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today we're back on the Gear 5 bandwagon again, and we're going to be looking at using him in some more modern content that has been released. Obviously with the Arena REIJU as well as Clash Bonnie, we still have an opportunity to use this guy against it and see how he can kind of perform. So I'm really excited to bring you guys more Gear 5 content. I have had an absolute blast using him in content. He's such a powerful unit, dude. And it's going to be interesting when we get to the end of the month and we have to refresh this tier list because, you know, through initial looks, I don't know if I really ranked Gear 5 in the top 5, but after using him a little bit and understanding how he works, he's pretty freaking good, man. He's really strong. He does have his downsides though. We've talked about it extensively, but let's just get into the video and start talking about it as we play through some content. So the first piece of content we're going to have a look at is going to be Arena REIJU, of course, and we've got this weird looking team here. Now remember, even though Gear 5 has a special and a captain that's pretty much focused around boosting Sign Free Spirit, the thing about him is that he can still, as a captain, provide a pretty decent boost to all other characters, despite the fact that these types of units are getting a boost. And that's really shown here with Law and Kid, because of the fact that they are Cerebral, Striker, and Dex. They actually don't receive the special buff from Luffy, which, you know, you would think is honestly pretty bad. And it's honestly not good, remember. But the thing is their special is so good in this content, speaking about Law and Kid, that they're just kind of nice to use. And as well, you got to remember is that when you're building for Luffy, you need to build a team that has those 3 key units on it, whether it be a Straw Hat unit, 3 Straw Hats, or, you know, Yamato, Law, Kid, Momo. You need to fulfill that EX requirement to launch Gear 5 earlier in the content. Otherwise, you have to kill yourself in the content to actually revive as Gear 5. So yeah, it's a pretty annoying thing to team build around, but considering the positives that you get out of doing that, I don't think it's as bad as what, you know, people think it is. But it really comes down to how good your character box is. Like, if your character box isn't, you know, more established and you haven't done as many pulls or you haven't, you know, farmed as many characters, yeah, I think using Gear 5 in high-end content may be difficult for people, as, you know, launching that EX ability may be a little bit difficult. So you see here we're doing quite a lot of stall at the start because we just need to get our cooldowns ready to go. At this point, though, I think we're pretty good. We do need to make sure that we get at least some matching slots here, so we'll actually just take a turn. Actually, we don't even worry. We're using Shirahoshi Manchiri special on the next turn. It doesn't even matter, so let's just go ahead and pass on. So yeah, so we'll move on here to stage 3. So we've got Niji and Yonji, and this is where we can kind of show off how good Gear 5 is. Not really on this turn, but on the next turn afterwards. So, of course, we get paralyzed, poisoned, and recovery bind, and luckily Shirahoshi Manchiri is like the non-EX requirement character that we're using for the squad, and it works so well. And look, I know you can definitely run hybrid scenarios with Gear 5 Luffy, but I want to use this character to his fullest extent, you know, using double Luffy, and I'm finding it a lot of fun using him, even though, you know, it takes a lot of time to get through content because of the stalling that you have to do. So we can use the switch effect in the special of Shirahoshi Manchiri to overheal a bunch of HP, which is going to be required as we get deeper into the content. And of course, we're using the special while in the Psy form so that we get the best boost from Gear 5 Luffy, obviously. If we're in the quick form, they're not going to be receiving the best buffs from Gear 5. So the Shirahoshi Manchiri special gives us an essentially double health bar. We have a chain boost, we get rid of the poison, we get rid of the paralysis. It's just awesome. So we'll go ahead and kill Niji first, and then we can deal with Yonji on the turn afterwards. So let's get it. Attack with these Dex characters. Boom, easy. Unfortunately, the damage limiter is quite a lot of turns, so we can't like use a Gear 5 special to bypass that, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So then the enemy puts up Rainbow Shield, so we're going to go ahead and use the EX special of Gear 5 Luffy, which will enable us to now bypass that defensive shield altogether, which is incredible. And then we can go ahead and move on to the next turn. Get rid of some of these rainbow slots because we can get better buffs when we move on. Of course, we don't really want these rainbow slots when we get into the last stage, so just removing them is just a benefit. And just look at how many slots we're getting naturally. It's pretty absurd how high the rate of these Sign recovery slots is when you're using Gear 5, especially with double Gear 5. You're getting a lot of Sign recovery slots. And obviously, on this stage as well versus Ichiji, he has the barrier, he has the threshold, normally very difficult to get around, but luckily in this team scenario, doesn't matter as much, considering we can just bypass it all with Gear 5 Luffy. So I'm going to use the Law Kid special here, because we can only use 2 specials on the final stage. So Law Kid gives us 3 turns of end of turn damage. That's really the only reason why he's here. Now, yeah, we do have Brook on the team, so you could actually use the support Rare Recruit Mihawk to remove the resilience on the final stage anyway, but we needed a character to fulfill this EX requirement anyway, so I just felt like it kind of works out pretty well. And then we're going to use the special of this Luffy. Now look, this Luffy special is not in Gear 5 form, because we actually take quite a lot of damage when we have double Gear 5 active, 10% health cut every single turn. So we're going to use one Luffy, and this one does not have the Gear 5 status, so we're only going to get the color affinity boost from this guy. But it should be more than enough damage to get the job done, as we do have Yamato, who's going to be hitting for quite a lot of damage versus Ichiji here. And we have that Frankie support, of course, to give an attack boost to fighter, slasher, shooter, and striker characters. We've also got tap timing stuff, so I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and pick up the dub versus Ichiji. Yeah, that was actually quite a lot of damage. 24 million damage, not too bad for a stage 4 mini-boss. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. And then we move on to REIJU. Now, this is one of the other things about REIJU that's kind of annoying too, of course, is the ability of when you kill REIJU, she revives and she stuns half your team. But the cool thing is because of the way that Gear 5 functions with the end of turn HP cut, we don't actually have to worry about the stun at all, which is actually kind of nice. So from here, we can use the Luffy special, which of course is going to be really powerful because this is the Gear 5 Luffy. So we get the Orb boost and the color affinity. And then we can use the Brook special ability to give us an attack boost. And we're off. We can just go ahead and attack. And, you know, the enemy does have the Rainbow Shield, which of course doesn't matter because of Gear 5's Captain ability. And we have end of turn damage due to Law and Kid in the previous stage. So we don't have to worry about the resilience or the Rainbow Shield at all. And we've got an attack boost or boost affinity. This should be enough damage to win, so let's get it. Let's do it. Can we go for the rush? Oh, we can do the rush. Probably shouldn't do it actually because that's going to lose a lot of HP. That's fine. We don't want to actually take too much HP, so we're good. We're good. We're good. Now we can just go ahead and kill REIJU. Obviously the effect of the end of turn damage come in super clutch there to remove that. And now at this point we can only do 4 taps. We can only use 2 specials, but we've got versus Yamato, which is perfectly fine, which is going to give us some Wano slots and an attack boost, and then we're pretty much good to kill. Let's do it. And we get the super tandem as well, actually. I completely forgot about the super tandem here of versus Yamato, which mine is actually level 5. So this is giving us a 2.25 attack boost and increased damage taken that goes through immunity. So that's huge chunks of damage coming in there from the versus Yamato super tandem, which is ridiculously strong. So yeah, it just goes to show once again, you know, Luffy, he just goes through all this content, and being able to bypass defensive effects, surprise, surprise, is incredibly strong, yo. Like, who would have thought? Just such a ridiculous unit, yo. So anyways, guys, that is going to pretty much wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys are enjoying the Gear 5 content, because I am absolutely loving using this SugoFest exclusive, or should I say Super SugoFest exclusive character. Now, of course, he's going to be super evolving in the future. I'm really excited to see what they have in store for that. Maybe they're going to change his ability slightly. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully you enjoyed the video though. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.